Hello everyone, Jose of Joy of Fish Keeping. One product that is a staple for most of us fish keeper is a dechlorinator. Any brand that you use, I personally use Safe or Prime by seachem. I am not endorsed by seachem, but it's just a product that I've used for years and I really rely on it a lot. So I don't know what life will be like without a similar product. Let's review this product, although most of you may know it, but just take a look at it again. Whether you choose to use any kind of water treatment, chemicals, or choose the route of using no kind of chemicals at all, if one thing that I definitely use is Prime. I use seachem, so you could use something, a similar product by Fritz or any other company depending what part of the world you're in. There'll be different stuff available, but seachem I know is something that is readily available pretty much any part of the world that you live in. You're looking at my 90-gallon community tank there, white sanded bottom. I have a mix of some natural plants and some plastic plants that I use because of some of the fish there love eating plants. seachem Prime is liquid form. It is a dechlorinator and water conditioner. Safe is the same product, only that it's in a powder form. You cannot mix Safe in quantities and save it for the next time. You cannot mix batches, so you have to prepare it and add it to the spot. It dissolves very readily and it is very easy to use. The main difference is that you can buy a certain amount of Safe and it's going to last you a really long time. I have currently 12 active tanks. I do water changes sometimes daily depending on what's going on, if I'm doing any treatments, but it will last you a very long time compared to Prime that will run through a gallon relatively fast depending on how much you use it. One thing to note is that Safe or Prime, it is not only a dechlorinator, but it will definitely detoxify ammonia, nitrates, and nitrites. You will, once you use it, it's active for 48 hours. So if you need to redose it, you have to redose every 48 hours for it to remain effective. As you set up a new tank and you have to go through the nitrogen cycle, if you don't know what the nitrogen cycle is, you can go back to prior videos and inform yourself. One of the things is that once you are adding fish, fish will produce waste and go through the process of conversion from ammonia to nitrates to nitrites. Prime, as far as a dechlorinator, most of your municipal water, depending where you live, to reduce the bacteria count, it varies throughout the year. They would add chlorine or chloramines to your water to make it safe for drinking. Prime, I will continue to say just Prime to make it simple as opposed to saying Prime and Safe. Prime will immediately neutralize chlorine. I've added a ridiculous amount to a test tube of chlorine from house bleach, and I've added a certain amount of Prime to it, and immediately it becomes non-existent. You cannot test it with a chlorine test. It tests negative for chlorine, so it is definitely very effective as far as that part. But I think other than the chlorine, the key part is what it does to nitrates and nitrites and ammonia. Ideally, when you start a new tank, you cycle your tank, which typically takes anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks for the nitrogen cycle to complete. If you add fish to a new aquarium without cycling it first, the waste products from the fish, there will be not enough beneficial bacteria in the system to handle the waste. But by using Prime, you can neutralize the ammonia and waste products to a form that it is not harmful. What seachem will not tell you how it does this. This is a trademark secret, I guess, but what it does is that it will bind the ammonia, the nitrites, and the nitrates into some other compound that is not harmful to fish. However, you will still test positive for those compounds in your test kits, but it is not in a form that is harmful to your fish. Because of Prime, and also using beneficial bacteria in the form of sterility, also by seachem. You can add and boost your nitrogen cycle and speed it up. I've been able to fully cycle a tank in about 2 weeks with fish in it without any significant losses. This included discus fry, about 200 of them, and a breeding pair and other fish that I was quarantining. Traditionally and ideally, you do not cycle a tank with fish in it unless you're going to put fish in there that will be sacrificial fish, which you expect to lose as the waste products build up and the beneficial bacteria complete the nitrogen cycle. But by using prime, you can fish in cycle in a relatively much shorter time if you add beneficial bacteria externally, and you will definitely have minimal fish losses. Again, I will not start a cycle with expensive discus and cycle a fresh tank with fear of losing it. It does not happen, and I've done it multiple times, cycle tanks in 2 weeks. And what we're looking at right now, this is what these are 6 tanks that I use. These fish at the time of recording, they're currently under quarantine. Those 6 tanks are quarantining different fish. Some are in treatment. The one in the middle there is in treatment. He was not looking well, so it's a discus after 1 treatment. He's doing better, so I'm completing an antibiotic treatment. Sometimes they get sick, you don't know what it is, and you just treat them accordingly, but he's doing quite well. This is a very large blue diamond discus, but he's doing fine. He's been fine. He's eating well. Just color change. He was kind of shy on the side, very dark color, so I took him out, and after 1 treatment it was fine. Now this was those 6 tanks initially. This was some time back. They were going through the nitrogen cycle there. I was getting ammonia in some of them, so each one was going through different phases of it. If you can see that the 2 on the right are very dark level of ammonia, the dark green ones, this was closer to the end of the cycle. These were some other fish that I was quarantining at the time, but the point was that there were no fish lost because although it showed positive for ammonia, they were not, it was not in a form that was harmful to fish. I did not kill anybody in the process of doing it, so definitely can be done thanks to seachem. They are it's an amazing product. There are other stuff, I believe, by Fritz. I don't know if it works the same way. I'm sure the scientists have been able and chemists have been able to figure it out, but definitely I've proven to myself many times that you can do fish in cycle by using prime. It is a great product. I highly recommend it. I don't leave home without it. These are the discus fry that I was talking about way back. There were quite a few of them with that 30-day period, that 30-day syndrome with discus. I did lose some around that period, but you live and learn, and there were more at the bottom here, so there was quite a few of them. They did quite well. Again, this was all these 6 tanks, none of them were cycles, so these were all new filters that I added there. And I just came to a situation where I had these discus that were breeding. I had other fish that I wanted to quarantine, and they were also, these tanks, they were overstocked also, so there was a lot of waste being produced in them. And again, no losses, and these are some more sensitive fish, but you can definitely get it done. If you don't know, if you know the product, great, you've been using it, you know it works well. If you're new to the hobby, this is something that you can definitely try. This discus here, he had skin disease. If you can see his forehead is very you can see the bones on the side. He was very skinny, but I treated him, overfed him, and he's still doing well. This was probably close to about a year ago, this particular recording, but he did quite fine. Just treating him and just overfeeding him because he was being outcompeted for food. These were other ones that were also being quarantined at the time. So you can do it. You can do it. This is other fish there, clown roaches there, and definitely is something that can be done with seachem prime. Great product. I highly recommend it. I'm not a spokesman for seachem, but it's something that I love to use, and it is highly effective. Like most of us say, it's your hobby, it's your fish. You do what you want. Whatever works for you works for you. If you use some other products that gives you the same results, or use no products at all, that it is entirely up to you. I cannot speak about other products because I do not use them, so I cannot say anything about something that I do not know. So I hope you got something out of this video. Maybe found it informational, maybe something new you learned, or maybe just review of something you already know. And if you're new to the hobby, then excellent. This is something that you should have in your shelves at home for your fish. If you have not done so, please subscribe, share, like, and press the notification bell. Thank you for your support and visiting our channel.